William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Christmas Dress, a novel, by Courtney Cole, performed by Bailey Carr. To my editor, Tessa. I'm gonna make you love Christmas. Chapter 1. You can't leave me, my best friend whispers into the phone, her voice urgent and filled with abject terror. In the background, I hear Liliana Cox, the world's worst boss, having one of her legendary temper tantrums. Yikes. That's at least one good thing about this whole situation. I'll never have to hear that again. It's not the answer Cassie wants to hear. Megan Ann Julliard, get right back onto that plane and fly back to New York. I can't do this alone. I heard she's making us work late on Christmas Eve, and anyone who doesn't show up to her party on New Year's is getting written up. Then... She cuts off, and the phone goes dead. I can only imagine that Liliana caught her on the phone. Personal calls are prohibited at Stitch, and since it's the top fashion magazine at the moment, everyone will put up with any rule and the world's worst boss to work there. I personally tried for 4 years to get on staff, and a scant 6 months later, here I am, leaving it behind. So, as I sit on the L and watch Chicago's skyscape blur past, I don't see the cheerful holiday lights, the festive trees, or the winter wonderland that others might. I see my hopes and dreams swirling into a storm drain along with the muddy street slush. I lean my forehead on the window, the chill leaching into my skin and my breath fogging up the glass. I'd worked so hard to end up getting screamed at by Liliana, fetching her coffee, running her errands, staying up late at night writing fluffy fashion reviews, dealing with temperamental models. All menial things with the ultimate goal of making connections so that I can start my own fashion house someday. It took an instant, a split second, for my dad's heart to stop beating and my whole world to change. I miss him, and I miss my life in New York. I miss having my own dreams. Even the bright red holiday coffee cup in my hand doesn't lift my spirits. The train lurches to a stop, and I yank the handle of my suitcase up. Sadly, as I do, I also smash the jaunty red cup into my chest, where the lid comes off and coffee spills like a giant brown blood stain all over my favorite winter white coat. You've got to be kidding me. I have no time to mourn, or the doors will close, so I tumble out onto the street, my oversized bag in tow. Standing at the corner of Park and Westwood, I assess the damage and take a deep breath. My coat is probably ruined. My life is probably ruined. Am I missing anything? I step on the curb and notice my white wedge boot spattered with mud. My boots are ruined too. Perfect. I square my shoulders and stand on the sidewalk, the cold wind blowing my hair, and stare up at the faded sign on the building in front of me, the building my father poured his heart and soul into for over 40 years. Parkview West. I haven't been here in years. It holds so many sad memories for my family, memories I don't like to think of. Because of that, my dad had visited me in NYC twice a year for the past 4 years. He hadn't made me come here. He loved me that much. With a sigh, I lug my suitcase through the heavy double doors. The lobby is just as I remember it, faded like the rest of this place. Faded beige furniture, faded fake flowers, and even the Christmas tree in the corner has a few lights out. The lobby's ceiling is domed and grand, but this building, while a remnant of Chicago's glory days, is like a beautiful woman fading with age. It's apropos considering most of the tenants who live here. I inwardly cringe. Although it's true and most of the tenants are elderly, that was a mean thing to think. I set my bag down and hear the crackling sound of a record playing. Bing Crosby.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?